The most amazing thing about our next reader is that last year at EQ was the first time he stood up and did this, and he has come so far and done so much, and I am so happy to hear his work. Next person we get to hear is our Vincent Moniz, Jr. He says that he is excited to be back at Equilibrium to share such an amazing event. The year following his performance has been incredible. An adventure, he calls it. He was selected as a 2012 Jerome Fellow. And he won the Ed Donald Two Rivers Memorial Poetry Slam in Milwaukee, where he was crowned the Indigenous, believe this or not, the Indigenous Poetry Slam champion of the world. He says his mom's beating him a championship belt. Yeah. Apparently he lost at the literary death match. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cheap 1-point loss, only because the other person one of the authors had bummed a cigarette from her, so she recognized him. He's become known as a poetry fire starter. He has wit and bite all his own, and he hopes that you enjoy the performance and come visit him after the show. I don't know if you get prizes or not, though. But all right, everybody, I want it loud for our Vincent Moniz, Jr.
Hello, EQ. I just wanted this. This is it. It's only a minute long. You know, it doesn't count for my minute. It doesn't. Because this is not me. This is the Black Lodge singer. So it doesn't count. Doesn't count, Uncle. Doesn't count. No, I quit. All right. Knock. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Reader. I'm way too fidgety for that. I still look in the audience and I see people from my whole life. See, I grew up here in South Minneapolis, so every Indian who walked around or said hi or liked listening to a smart-ass Indian kid in the Indian Center talked to me. So to come here and be able to read, it's exciting. It's amazing. It's amazing to be in front of my friends and just share. Geez, I'm just excited. I'm really excited. Anyway, I'm just enjoying this way too much. Let me turn off my light. For me, when they asked me to share, I thought about my father. He's Oglala. He's enrolled Pine Ridge. And I thought about him. And I thought about all the things that he taught me because his family was relocated. And so he grew up in Northside Chicago. And so for him, it was the struggle to keep it. It was a struggle to hold on to it. And then he found a woman who held on to it stronger than anyone I know. And they fell in love at the New Year's Eve Indian Center powwow. You know, classic Indian love. Anyway, this is about my dad. It's called Ate. Pa, I know you're 5 by 8, but this morning, around 5:30, I heard your laugh. And then I smelled your smell. Fresh cut wood, Marlboro Red 100s, Member Junior, in the box! And that salty sweat from living a life filled with a struggle that would slowly take away your legs and vision. As I crept out of bed to burn the sage and pray, the way you showed me to pray, Oscar, it's just like reaching out to touch someone, making a phone call. I thought about when I went to visit your sculpture in South St. Paul. Geez, Dad. They take care of it like they cut and dreamed it themselves. You'd be happy. Uncle Neil called. Said that Uncle Tony danced on. But in the shadow of that conversation, I was only able to picture you and I going to visit Uncle Tony and staying the night at his place in the Y. Then later, we would travel up to visit him at his shop in Duluth, where I would see for the first time that you share smile lines, hairlines, and laughs. That same laugh that would echo through my home early this morning. Old, good memories who will round dance the new and painful ones into my mind and mind. Pa, I can't find the strength to come and bring you this news. I can't find the will to see you without the power you've cultivated in me. And for the shame it brings me not to tell you this, not to have you help me hold up this sadness and sacredness, I'm sorry. I'm pulled out of this res car of emotion because I can look ahead and hear us laughing, talking, teasing, and healing each other. Woo, Bill Ledoux. All right. I just think it would be cool that if I said my name and then one day when I show him the internet and I go, look, I'm in there, look, and so are you, it might blow his mind. Wishful thinking. But this next one is, well, it's kind of something every Indian has to deal with. Every single one. You either have to deal with it or put up with it. And it starts around September. And it's kind of not devastating, but it kind of just eats away at you. And it's called Halloween. And every year, everyone gets a pass. It's time to put on brown face and put your headdress on and look ridiculous. And so every year, it's the same. It always happens. You will start seeing it coming. Indian organizations will start gearing up and getting ready, all of us, for the incoming tide. Don't wear me as a costume. Don't look at me and see just my hair and braids. So this is my talk back to it, because it seems like every day there's a new person wearing the stereotype and telling me that I'm a reflection of you. So this is that response. Don't act like you didn't see this coming. I'm kind of hard to miss. Probably thought they could get away with something Quicksilver. But see, baby, I'm the caramel-skinned, sugary, sweet gingerbread man. And you're a monster. See, this one just happened to be meeting me in the middle of a victory lap, dead center in a celebration of down, brown, and beautiful. And this kid from a park nicknamed Cockroach will not let slick talk slip by. See, this one sees passive-aggressive, indirect, unresponsive perspective and is way, way too familiar. Know that I have planted my sash in the ground and have been waiting to count coup on these abusive avian albinos for 150 years. But they don't even get the reference. Maybe because this urban res rocket is moving way too fast. Maybe these someones are channeling Drew Barrymore. And the rest of these country crack thin, I was being ironically racist way before Gwen Stefani was, hipsters in headdresses. Drew pretending she can't understand why people are upset she was wearing an apron from the King of Beers and sporting plumage from my particular commercialized nightmare. What lily in the flower shop can't understand basic cultural context, let alone its potency? But see, baby, I bet they're catching on now. Maybe we're tired of swimming in a sea of dishonor and disrespect, sailing to an ebb and flow of appropriation that spans centuries. We have been drowning in first world waters since the first boats arrived. We have become masters at hunting this kind of whale, using the hollowed out hulls of our decimated language and culture. Help us to rebuild a ship made by our ancestors. Work with us to destroy images that keep us locked in a made-up history. Know that I'm trying to dance Mr. Dynamite style, away from a prairie full of feathery neon-colored cartoons, but it's rough. The Cape routine, it's tired. And all my purple and pink feathers in my generic-y headdress have fallen out. I forgot all the lyrics to Pretendian the musical. This leather-colored minstrel suit is too tight. And the meek amount of sequins, well, they're holding on for dear life. See, this one understands that not acknowledging your own ethnocentrism, well, that's like the Occupy movement, not acknowledging that what they're occupying, it's already being illegally occupied. See, this one doesn't buy it. When the University of North Dakota says, wait, hold on. We had to keep using the decapitated head of an Indian male as our logo. It was the law. Probably thought they could shock with a breathing apparatus of fear and a red lightsaber of hate. But I will not be frozen in carbonite stereotype. And these are not the Indians you're looking for.